اوكي السلام عليكم يا شباب. Let us start our lecture today just to share the screen, and as you see, this is the screen. Is it clear now? Is the screen clear now, please?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good, good. So as you see from the title, chapter 8, the syllable. Last week we started studying the syllable, and if you remember, we defined the syllable and we had an idea about the components of the syllable. Just to repeat, what is a syllable? If you remember last week, we said is a syllable. Syllable is a group of sounds or a unit of sounds consists of a vowel, and this vowel is considered the peak, and the vowel is a must. And before this vowel, before this peak, there may be consonant or consonants, and we call them the onset. Any consonant that may occur before the vowel, we call them the onset. Okay, we studied this last week. Today we are going to continue with the syllable, and we are going to study what may occur after the vowel, after the peak, after. So any consonant that may occur after the peak, we call them coda. Coda, as you see here, coda. So what is a coda? What is a coda? A coda is the part of the syllable which occurs after the peak. This part may contain something optional. Optional, ikhtiyari, may contain any consonants or no consonants, or it may contain many consonants, and we are going to see this later on. So the coda of the syllable contains any consonant or consonants. I put this between two brackets that may occur. Look, may, something after the peak or the vowel. Here we find the possibility of up to 4 consonants. Look, when we say up to, this is the maximum number of consonants that may occur or that can occur after the vowel is what, 4. So when I say up to, this means maximum number, okay, at the end of a word. And we call these final consonant cluster. Look, final. If you remember, when we studied the components of an onset, we said initial. Here the coda, we are going to call them final consonant. Good. So as you see here, the first case, if there is no final consonant, in this case, there is silence after the vowel. Silence, no consonant at all. So in this case, we call them zero coda, zero coda. When we say zero coda, this means what? No consonant occurs after the peak. For examples, look, the word the. So as you see here, in the onset, there is only the, and there is the peak, the schwa, and after the schwa, nothing. So there, if you remember, initial onset consonant. This is from the last week. And a peak, and there is nothing after the peak. Another example, two. Look, the te, initial onset consonant, the long u is peak, and there is nothing after the peak. This means zero coda. Another example, say, as you see, say, initial onset consonant, and a peak, and nothing after the peak, in this case zero coda. Cha, as you see here, cha. Also cha, as you see here, initial onset consonant, and the cha initial onset, and the diphthong is the peak, and there is nothing after the peak, in this case zero coda. So as you see in these 4 examples, no consonants occur after the peak, in this case zero coda. Sometimes we have only as you see one consonant one consonant, as you see, one consonant after the coda, one consonant in the coda. It means one consonant after the peak. Look, one consonant. There is one consonant. What do we call this consonant? Final coda consonant or final consonant. Of course, if you remember, any consonant may be a final consonant, except he, we, ye. These 3 consonants do not occur at the end of a word. Please, these 3 consonants in English, he, we, and ye, do not occur. We can't end any word with he, or we can't pronounce we at the end of the word, and also we cannot pronounce ye at the end of the word. Of course, the consonant re is a special case. Why do I say special case? Because some accents in Britain, they do not pronounce re at the end of the word. And other accents, and if you remember, we explained this in rhotic accent and non-rhotic accents, and other accents like the American accents pronounce re at the end of the word. So the consonant re is a special case. It doesn't occur. This means we do not pronounce re at the end of the word in BBC accent or BBC pronunciation. But there may be a rhotic accent in English, like the American accent, in which syllables may end with consonant, with this consonant, with re. So here, if someone asks, what accents did now we are going to follow? Of course, we are going to follow the BBC accent, and in this case, we do not pronounce re at the end of a word. Good. Look, so here examples like 1. So this is the phonemic transcription of 1. As you see, this is the peak a, and there is only one consonant in the onset and one consonant in the coda. So how do we analyze the components of the syllable? كيف نحلل مكونات هذا المقطع؟ initial onset consonant, a peak, and final coda consonant. Look, if there is one consonant in the coda, we call it final coda consonant.
هذا الحرف الساكن النهائي.
Yeah, very good. State. Look, state. When we write it phonemically, we are going to see 2 consonants in the onset and only one consonant in the coda and the peak A. So se is a pre-initial onset consonant. Look, pre-initial, and we explained this last week. Te is initial onset consonant, a peak, and te final coda consonant. Look, final coda consonant. Much, look, much. The me initial onset consonant, a peak, che final coda consonant. Another example, form. Look, form. The fe initial onset consonant, long peak, me final coda consonant. And these, look, these, the initial onset consonant, long e peak, the final coda consonant. Okay, is this clear, please? Is this clear? Please, is this
Yes,
clear?
Ustad, it's clear.
Yes.
Moving on.
Good, good, very good. Let us see if there are two consonants in the coda. Two consonants. So if there are two consonants, the two consonants is of two types, two sorts. What's going of sorts? Types. أنواع. Good. Either pre-final plus final. The first case we call them pre-final plus final. Okay. Or the other case, that is what? Final plus post-final, please. So how do I discriminate? What's the meaning of discriminate? كيف أميز؟ يعني when do I say this is pre-final and the following is final, and when do I say this is final and the following consonant I call it post-final? Look, the pre-final consonants is one of معنى إنجليزي, please. If I see, if there are two consonants in the coda and I see the first one, it means the first one immediately after the peak, and this one is one of معنى إنجليزي, these are called pre-final. So of course, any consonant that make after them, we call them final. As you see, the final consonant can be any consonant. Good. Examples. Look, belt, belt, belt. When I write it phonemically, here I see only one consonant in the onset, and A is the peak, and there are two consonants in the coda, la and te. Good. So how do I analyze? B, initial onset consonant, A, peak, la. La is one of this 5 consonant. This is la here. So la is a pre-final coda consonant. Look, please. Of course, when I say pre-final, of course, after it, so it becomes final coda consonant. Look, another example, bank, bank, bank. Look, the B, initial onset consonant, the A, peak, ing, one of these 5 consonants. So it becomes pre-final coda consonant, K, final coda consonant. Ask. Look, ask. Here there is zero onset, no consonant in the onset. So the first sound in this syllable is A, the peak, and there are 2 consonants in the coda, Se, and Se is one of these 5 consonants. So Se is a pre-final coda consonant, and K, final coda consonant. This is the first case of 2 consonants in the coda. The other case, final plus post-final. If the first one, yeah, I see there are 2 consonants in the coda, and the first one is not one of معنى إنجليزي. So in this case, the first one becomes final, and the other one becomes post-final. And in order to be sure of my claim ادعائي, يعني أنا حللت هذه الأمور, the post-final is one of, look, سازت داث, please, the post-final is one of سازت داث. And of course, the final consonant can be any consonant. Look these examples. Look at these examples. Beds. Look, beds. When I write it phonemically, I'm going to see that there is only one consonant in the onset. This is B, initial onset consonant. The vowel A is the P. And D, look here. D, please. D is not one of معنى إنجليزي. So it becomes final coda consonant. While Z, the first one is final, so the after it becomes post-final coda consonant. And in order to assure and أؤكد جوابي, so I'm going to see that Z is one of Se, Z, Te, De, The. Look, packed, packed, packed. B, initial onset consonant. A, peak, K. There are 2 consonants in the coda, and the first one is K, and K is not one of معنى إنجليزي, as we say in the previous screenshot. So ك final coda consonant, and of course ت post final coda consonant, and ت one of س ز ت د ث. Good. Look, another example. 8, 8, 8. There is no onset, zero onset, nothing before the vowel. So I'm going to start with the vowel. A peak. T. Look, T is not one of many English. So I say T final coda consonant and T post final coda consonants. These are the two types of two consonants in the coda, either pre-final plus final or final plus post-final. Till now, is it clear, please? Till now, is it clear, please? Hi, Shabab, is it clear, please? Shall I repeat anything, please? Huh? Okay, ya Shabab, where are you? Where are you?
Yes, Saad, we with you.
Good. So, is it clear, please? Something very easy, yes or no? Mina, please, Mina. Please, Mina. Do you want to say something, Mina?
Sir,
Yes, Mina, please.
I'm not Mina, but it's clear, but just we have to keep it in our mind.
Very, very, very easy, Mina, very easy.
Yeah.
If there are two
I'm
consonants, Mina, I'm going to repeat. If there are two consonants in the coda, and the first one, the first consonant after the vowel is one of many English. So I call this what? I call this a pre-final coda consonant. Of course, anyone occurs after the pre-final, it becomes final. If the first one, the other case, if the first one, the first consonant that occur immediately after the peak is not one of many English, so in this case, I'm going to call it what? Final coda consonant. And any consonant occurs after it, I'm going to call it what? Post-final. Very easy. Okay, yes or no? Please, Shabab.
Yes, it's very easy, yes.
Good, very good. So let's go to if there are three consonants in the coda. Look, three consonants in the coda. We say, if you remember, in the coda, four consonants may occur. The maximum number, four consonants. So here, three consonants. If three consonants occur after the vowel, it means in the coda, so also of two types, the same as two consonants, either pre-final plus final plus post-final. Three. Pre-final, the first consonant, final, the second consonant, post-final, the second.
ساد قبل النهائي والنهائي بعد النهائي.
Please.
Saad, I said you قبل النهائي والنهائي واللي بعد النهائي.
Very good, very good, very good. The pre-final also, how do I be sure? كيف أتأكد أنه البري-final one of many English? These five consonants, any one of them, anyone many English occurs immediately after the vowel, so I'm going to call this consonant pre-final. مهم جدا أن نعرف أول واحد، البقية تأتي تباعا بشكل أوتوماتيكي. If the first one is a pre-final, so the following means the consonant occur after it, final, and the third one post-final. Look, examples, helped, helped, helped. Here the hair in the onset, so I say initial onset consonant. The vowel peak. La, look, helped. La is the first one, and la is one of these five consonants, so I'm going to call it pre-final. Look, please, look at the hyphen, look على الشارحة. in pre-final post-final there is what there is hyphen شارحة لا تنساها رجاء لأن راح تجيك أسئلة حلل ولازم تكتبها. Good. So لا pre-final coda consonant, of course per final coda consonant and post-final coda consonant. Another example, 12th. There are two consonants in the onset. In the onset, two consonants, and the three consonants in the coda. Look, so the onset, initial onset consonant, where post initial onset consonant, peak, as you see, one of these five consonants, mana inglese. So I'm going to call it pre-final coda consonant. The fa is final coda consonant, and the post-final coda consonant. This is the first type, the first case. The other is what? If the also there are three consonants, but the first one is not of one of mana inglese, so the first one I'm going to call it final. And the other one is the consonant immediately. The first one we got post-final 1 coda consonant and the post-final 2. To be sure حتى أتأكد إنه حلي صحيح. The third consonant, third خير واحد من الثلاثة, must be one of sa, za, ta, da, tha. Look, post-final 2. Sa, one of sa, za, ta, da, tha. Good. Look, examples. Next. Look, next. Then initial onset consonant. This is in the onset. Peak. Ka. Look, is not one of mana inglese. Not one of these. So I'm going to call it final coda consonant. Sa, post-final 1 coda consonant, and ta, post-final 2 coda consonant. Another example, lapsed. Look, lapsed. The la, initial onset consonant, initial onset, this is in the onset. The a is the peak, the vowel a is the peak. The p, look, is not one of mana inglese, so I'm going to say it final coda consonant, and the sa, post final 1 coda consonant, and I forget when I نسيت the ta. I'm going to write it. Look please, I'm going to write it here. Ta. What should I write in ta? Yes, please. What should I write in ta? منتظركم.
Right. Post final 2 coda consonant.
Very good. Post final 2 coda consonant. Very good. So coda consonant. Very good. Post final 2 coda consonant. Very good. So as you see here.
coda ساكن بعد النهاية.
Very good. Clear, please. So if three consonants occur after the peak, so also this is of two cases, either pre-final plus final plus post-final. And of course I'm repeat, of course the pre-final is one of mana inglese.
أستاذ إيش مقصود بالبي اللي هي الذروة؟
Please.
الذروة البيك إيش مقصود بها هنا؟
يعني أعلى عدد ممكن. أعلى عدد ممكن من الأصوات. Sorry. You ask about peak. Very good. You ask about peak.
Yeah, الذروة.
Very good. Peak القمة. It means the sonorous sound in the syllable. sonorous هو الأكثر وضوحا، الأعلى نبرة باللفظ. Is it clear, please?
Yes, that's clear.
يعني when I pronounce next, I'm going to see the a is the most prominent, the sonorous الأعلى لفظا. Okay, and this is very clear when we look at the what do we call it, the picture of the movement of our vocal folds. إذا ننظر بجهاز علمي إلى صورة، إذا شايفين مثل ذبذبات القلب، تحليل الأصوات، إذا شايفين تحليل الأصوات اللي يظهر مثل ذبذبات، شلون نخطط للقلب، يظهر عندنا الفاول هو الأعلى لفظا، الأعلى نبرة من الأصوات الباقية. Because of that we call it the peak. Okay. Okay يا شباب. Good.
Okay.
Good. Good. Now, if there are 4 consonants in the coda, and this is the maximum number of consonants that may occur in the coda, we said the maximum is 4 consonants. If there are 4 consonants, also of 2 types, either pre-final, and most of the 4 consonants of this type, either pre-final plus final plus post-final 1 plus post-final 2. Pre-final plus final plus post-final 1, as you see here, plus post-final 2. How do I know? كيف أعرف? The pre-final also must be one of the of what? معنى إنجليز. Now it becomes clear. الآن أصبحت واضحة. It depends on what? تعتمد على ماذا? It depends on what? The first consonant. Okay? The first consonant in the coda. If this consonant is one of معنى إنجليز, so this is a pre-final. When we know this, we know the other consonant automatically. من نعرف أول واحد البقية نعرفهم automatically. So if it is a pre-final, so final, post-final 1, post-final 2. Examples: 12ths, 12ths. Look, 12ths, 12ths, 12ths. The T is initial onset consonant. الواي post initial onset consonant. We explained this last week. شرحنا هذا الأسبوع الماضي. The A is peak. Look, the first one is لا. لا is one of معنى إنجليز. So in this case, pre-final coda consonant. When we know this, عندما عرفنا هذا البقية تأتي تباعا. الفا final coda consonant. ثا post final 1 coda consonant. س post final 2 coda consonant. Another example, prampats, prampats, prampats. Look, 2 consonants in the onset and the peak, and 4 consonants in the coda. So the P is initial onset consonant, a rare post initial onset consonant, the vowel or peak. Look, the me, and I must put another slash, good slanted line. The me, look, is here. Me is the first consonant in the coda, and me is one of many English. So in this case, I call it pre-final coda consonant. Look, pre-final coda consonant. Il P final coda consonant. T post-final 1 coda consonant. C post-final 2 coda consonant. Look, prampats, 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 prampats. And it is very difficult for us. Very difficult for us, but we must be familiar with these 4 consonants. Good. Good. The other type, and as a small number, if the first one, first consonant in the coda is not one of many English, so in this case, I'm going to call it final. The other, post-final 1, post-final 2, post-final 3. Example, sixths, sixths, look, sixths, sixth, a small number. Such constant cluster is very difficult. Okay, what do you call this? Constant cluster. Good. So as you see, there is only 1 consonant in the onset, S, initial onset consonant. The short E. Yeah, the short E is peak. Good. And there are 4 consonants. Look in the coda. And the first one is not one of many English. So in this case, I'm going to call it final coda consonant. Final. If the first one is final, so of course, The other three, the first one is post-final one coda consonant. Post-final one, post-final two coda consonant, and post-final three coda consonants. Of course, this is the maximum number of consonants that may occur in the coda, maximum number. Okay, please. Maximum number of the consonant that may occur in the coda is 4. More than 4, something not possible in the coda. Good. Till now, is it clear, please? Till now, is it clear? Yeah, please. Till now, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It's
continue.
Good. Good. Shall we continue? احنا عندنا بعد موضوع مهم جدا. Shall we continue؟ ومن اعتبره اهم من الموضوع اللي قلناه. Shall we continue؟ شباب, shall we continue please؟ نستمر لو لا؟
اي كمل سا.
Good.
بس طلاب مرحلة أولى يمكن داخلين يعني.
ليش داخلين يعني مرحلة أولى؟
ما أدري.
شنو السبب؟ محاضرة
42 نفر، احنا ما بين 42.
اي دا اشوف العدد اني الان عندي نعم خرجوا 2. اي فدا اشوف لان المرحله الاولى محاضرتهم 10:30. المهم هسه يدخلون الاستفاده. اوكي. Good. So a very important subject, this is syllable division. What do we mean syllable division?
تقسيم المقاطع.
very good. Division هو الفاصل بين المقاطع. Of course till now لحد ما تكلمنا عنه. Our example is what? Our example is words that contain only one syllable. Yes or no? All the examples you saw contain what? All the examples you saw contain only one syllable. كل الأمثلة اللي شفتوها لحد الآن عبارة عن كلمات تحتوي على مقطع واحد. In fact, most of the English words contain more than one syllable, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Most of the English words, معظم كلمات اللغة الإنجليزية. طبعا دا يقول لي بعد عندي 7 دقائق يا شباب. عفوا, عندكم محاضرة بعد هاي المحاضرة؟
لا ما عندنا.
يعني أقدر أخذ شوية زيادة 10 دقائق؟
تقدر أستاذ.
Good. لأن هذا الموضوع جدا مهم, أرجو الانتباه إليه. Good. For example, any word. For example, hospital. The word hospital, مستشفى. How many syllables in hospital? Hospital.
Four. I think 4.
No, hospital. Only 3. Hospital. الآن لو عندي بورد, لو عندي سبورة رسنج أكتب لكم إياها. Hospital. For example, beautiful. For example, interesting, fantastic, etc. So most of the English words contain more than one syllable. In this case, I must decide what? I must decide on the boundaries. We've got boundaries. حدود. يجب أن أعرف حدود المقطع. سيقول لي واحد ليش أعرف؟ لأنه لفظة الصوت عندما يأتي في الكودا يختلف عن لفظته عندما يأتي بالأونست. لأن تعرفون إذا قررت هذا الصوت يحتوي على هذا يصبح بالأونست. إذا يكون ضمن الصلب القبلة يكون ضمن الكودا. And it is very important to what? To our pronunciation. Very important to our pronunciation. Good. But sometimes we face problems. In deciding the division between the syllables. We face problems. بعض الأحيان نواجه مشاكل في أن نقول هل هذا الصوت يتبع لهذا المقطع أو لهذا المقطع. Okay. Let us take example. Morning. Always we say good morning. Yes or no? Morning. And morning, this is the phonemic transcription of morning. هاي الكتابة الصوتية of morning. Yes, are you with me, please? Are you with me يا شباب؟ أنتم معي؟
Yes, we are with you.
Please, يعني أشوفكم صامتين شوية يعني good. So, look, the word morning. So here, of course, I see two vowels. Here long O, here short E. So, of course, there are two syllables in this word. Immediately when I see the number of vowels in any word, after I write it phonemically بعد أن أكتبها صوتيا، أنظر إلى عدد أصوات يعني الصائتة العلة بمصطلحنا. If I see two, so there are two syllables. If I see three vowels, so there are three syllables. Four vowels, four syllables. Okay, good. So in morning there are two vowels, long O and short E. So there are two syllables. The consonants ne, look, this consonant ne is in the between long O and short E. So ne belongs to which syllable? Does it belong to with long O and it becomes in the coda, or does it belong with short E and in this case becomes in the onset of this syllable? If someone asks, what is the difference? إذا واحد سأله شنو الاختلاف يعني? The difference is what? Is the pronunciation. الاختلاف باللفظ. If I consider it, please, it, I mean ne here. If I consider it within with O in the coda, so it becomes morning. Good morning. Morning. Morn, a syllable, and ing, a syllable. Good. If I consider it no, it is with short E, and it becomes in the onset of this syllable, the second syllable. So in this case, it becomes morning. So which pronunciation is the correct one? الحقيقة شلون نلفظ المفروض نلفظ كلمة morning? Good morning or good morning? يا شباب, which one is the correct? Good morning or good morning? Good morning or good morning?
Good morning.
أحمد, you prefer the American accent. You pronounce re. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You are a special case, Ahmed. أنت حالة خاصة. Then there is re in your pronunciation. Good. So the correct one is what? Good morning. So ne with long, with what? Long.
With ing.
Good. So we need deciding whether the division to the syllables should be more plus ing or more. Good. This is one problem. Okay, we're going to deal this later on. A more difficult case, وعندنا another example, more difficult, the word extra. Look, this is the phonemic transcription of extra. And of course, if you see, this is the phonemic transcription, sorry, of extra. I must put it between two slanted lines. Good. Extra, please pay attention. Here, how many vowels in extra? How many vowels? At the beginning there is a, and at the end there is a. So there are two vowels in extra, and in this, of course, there are two syllables. So what about ka, sa, ta, ra? These four consonants. Do they belong to a, or do they belong to a, or some of them to a, or some of them a? And how can we decide? And look at these possibilities. Sorry, I must put it phonemically in capital letter. Sorry, the possibilities are what? Look, a plus.
الاحتمالات.
Good, very good. A plus كسرة, ek plus stra, x plus stra, x plus ra, or x plus a. So look, 5 possibilities. 1 2 3 4 5